Ring up Christopher Browell.
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for 07769247196. Please leave a message after the tone. When you finish recording, please hang up or press the hash key for more options.
Oh yes, hello Mr. Browell, it's Mr. Hussain here, once again leaving yourself a message asking you or your superiors to get in touch with me regarding the state and affair of my brother. As you know, it's been several days now. It's been such a long time that you've abducted my brother and are holding him captive in your care and custody. I think about 55 days now. Today is Sunday the 1st of October 2023, and the time's around about 4:30. And I'm ringing you once again asking you to get in touch with me so I can understand what's happening with my brother, considering that you've kidnapped him and are holding him held in your captive and custody and buying off the judges and doing everything in your capacity to cause my brother harm and distress and causing me harm and distress. And it's just not acceptable, is it? I mean, today is it's been a long day today. I've been busy with other things, and I'm just leaving this message with yourself today to state to you once again that you should look to end this and bring my brother back into my care, because 55 days later you've unlawfully kidnapped him. You know it, I know it. There's no legal framework in place. You can't do a deprivation of liberty order. I'm getting some some information is trickling through now that the police force are trying to make him homeless so that can justify deprivation of liberty orders being no doubt sought. But you can't do anything without my involvement. My brother's not some sort of retard. He's a fully sentient human being with hopes and dreams and aspirations, and is a sovereign person who's authorized me to act on his behalf. Everything's becoming quite clear to me now about your involvement as a local authority, and particularly the financial protection team, and this fraud and deception that you've committed in becoming my brother DWP appointee and court-appointed deputy. These are clearly fraudulent. I would encourage you and also your senior managers, Nadia Khan, Vicina Brown, Mark Truin, Ian Macbeth, to go to my brother's Twitter account. My brother's Twitter account is Talib1960. I've forwarded those details on to you. I've now released further evidence to support and corroborate that you have been colluding and conspiring not only with the Office of the Public Guardian, the courts and tribunal services, the judges, the police, the health authorities, the doctors, the GPs, but also the Department of Work and Pensions, where you have unlawfully removed my appointeeship after sending me to prison. I never relinquished my appointeeship to anybody. And the fact that you have unlawfully done this and effectively made my brother Talib the appointee. We made my brother Adalat the appointee, and then subsequently, whilst my brother was incarcerated in your custody, you've got him to sign some documents over. This is unlawful, illegal, and you know it and I know it. The fact that, the situation 55 days later is that your position is becoming completely untenable. I have no idea what kind of state my brother's health and welfare is going to be in. You have simply come along and abducted my brother and are holding him at ransom now, expecting me to fear of the fact that you're going to murder him. Look, you've murdered my mother, you've murdered my father, you murdered my other brother Nazem. The fact that you're going to murder my brother Talib does not scare me. I don't give a damn about this. It is you're just going to further expose yourself for your failures and incompetencies and malevolence. My brother needs to be returned back home to me. He no doubt misses me. I'm his family, misses my sister, misses being home. You've taken him without any clothes, without any access to any private property. The guise that you're acting in his best interest. It's all wrong. Your appointeeship, DWP appointeeship has just been exposed as a fraud. The court appointed deputyship order has been exposed as a fraud and adopted after the event instrument. Your purchasing of District Judge Beckley's services has just simply been exposed. So you're fully been exposed for your lies and deceptions. It's 2 years to the day that you did this in my mum's case. You got Mr. Justice Cohen to order my mum to be vaccinated on this very same day 2 years ago, and now we are 2 years later. Mother's been murdered and is dead. Now you're looking to target my brother Talib. This is completely unacceptable and inconceivable. My brother, you have no right to give my brother any medication without his consent, without any involvement from myself or exclusion to the family. You cannot give him any medication. You cannot give him any kind of treatment. You cannot do any of the things that you're doing to him. You can't house him where you want to house him. You can't use his money and benefit money as you are doing. You know the fact that he's out in the care community under Section 117 aftercare, charging you £1 million a week. You're looking to circumvent that by doing acts of tyranny and by commissioning the services of the police to haunt and hound us. This is not acceptable, Mr. Browell. This is not acceptable, Bradford Council. You're acting very pusillanimously, hiding behind your corporate veil.
You have 15 seconds recording time remaining.
Hiding behind your corporate veil as a local authority, when the reality is that you are effectively torturing my brother, psychologically abusing me. You're not getting away with anything. I would encourage you to go to my brother's Twitter account or Talib1960 at Twitter and see what I've published now.
Sorry, your recording time has expired. To leave your message, press 1. To review message, press 2. To re-record message, press 3. To cancel message sent.
Okay.
Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Okay, so I've sent another message today, the 1st of October. It is 2 years to the day that they abducted my, basically got a judge to order off the murder of my mother, Mr. Justice Cohen. And yes, we're at the stage now, 55 days later, they're continuing to persecute us through the courts, to kick us out of the house, buying off more judges. Everything's coming out, and the police are sitting back, not doing anything, refusing to investigate, refusing to take any allegations I'm making seriously, but looking to, work in the best interest of the corporations and other fellow authorities that they collude with. They're not looking to act in the interest of the people that they serve, but only other organizations, all other safeguarding partners. They're looking to act in their best interest over acting in the best interest of the people that they're meant to serve. So just there's another, there's been I think over a month now that I've been sending a message every single day, and ever since I think the 30th or 31st of August, when Mr. Browell had answered the phone, just refusing to answer the calls, refusing to engage with me, refusing to have any kind of contact with me. Now that they've abducted my brother, they think that they don't have any legal duty of care to me, and as his carer, as his nearest relative, as his next of kin, they can simply abduct him, make him their own property, and just as they tried to do 5 years ago, and try to remove me as the nearest relative in order to make my brother a ward of the state. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to make him a ward of the state so they can financially plunder and profiteer from him, in clear violation of the Human Rights Act, in clear violation of anything decency or moral. You can't just go making people your private property and enslaving people. Totally ridiculous, totally preposterous, totally horrendous, but there you go. What can you do? I can only persist and persevere. All I can say to anybody listening to these voices, listening to my voices, to go to my brother's Twitter account, which is at Talib1960. I've publicized everything there that any discerning person can fully establish what's been happening here. The local authority have effectively bought off the courts, bought off the judges, and then have doctored orders after the event in order to make themselves as deputy, and then bought off the judges in the district judges, high court judges, all buying off in order to create a narrative that's simply not sustainable. That's simply an abuse of power and process and authority. They are simply acting malevolently, and there's really nothing I can do other than just record it and publicize it, because of course everybody should know the fact that the Bradford Council is a tyrannical, evil, vindictive, vulturous organization that looks to torture people to death in order to make money, so they can all look to hide behind the corporate veil, which I'm looking to expose. So